This VCR right here could be yours, but you can't have it. It'll just sit here, but it's yours. We'll put a sticker on the back.
Just have your name on it, though.
We'll put your name on it.
Yeah. The only people that are asking for this to be done to games are people that already hold NFTs and want the value of their NFTs to increase via mass adoption. And welcome everybody back to the breakdown. Once again, we're here covering some of the news that we at least found interesting. And by we mean you guys, because what we like, you like, and that is that. Good to be back here, of course, after the break. And, you know, we talked a lot about Twitch. We talked a lot about sort of what's been going on in some of the bigger esports leagues up until now. There has been such an interesting discussion, Scott, on the internet for the last few months regarding the future of video games now with the rise of Web3 and non-fungible tokens known as NFTs. Want to start this off by saying my official position on these is someone that you may know that some people might know I'm dabbled because I got fucking ass blasted by a bunch of disgruntled Twitter users when they saw that I tweeted at an NFT account. I've dabbled with it, but my official position is that they're annoying, and people that are obsessed with them are even more annoying. So I tried to understand it. I kind of get it. And I still think it's kind of insane, Scott. I don't know how deep you've gotten here, mate. You got a bored ape? You're part of the yacht club, homie?
Dude, I got so many apes. I got so many axes. I got so many mushrooms. I got dusk breaking all over here. I got dusk.
This is fellow kids vibes right here.
Hello, my fellow kid. No, I probably stupidly have ignored this as an investor, and I probably shouldn't have, or maybe should not continue to. I don't have anything to do with crypto or NFT other than, and Jason, you're going to need a last minute pull up the only coin in crypto that count on the planet. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the esports cruise coin, Mitch. So I don't fuck with the shit coins, right? I don't fuck with them. We only fuck with the big coin here. Yeah, the esports cruise coin. And you know, I'm making the crew scramble right now to get to the website, and Jason's probably like, you motherfucker. But yeah, actual position is, not really. Obviously, no investment in anything, and still a little leery in the sense of probably actually accurately understanding real benefits versus cosmetic benefits versus like the NFT art world versus how the blockchain can change the world. Right? Because, you know, you selling me an ape is not changing anyone's world. But is there a block? So there's lots to talk. Here it is. This is it right here, everyone. Everyone, don't walk. Run your ass to this website. Esports Cruise Coin. No scammerino. If you say no scammerino, it's no scammerino, folks. Welcome to crypto. Okay? Welcome to crypto.
Okay, so yeah, full disclosure, I actually have a cryptocurrency. It's called UberCoin. Basically, it's just a project with a company called Rally, where you can tokenize or you can create. Yeah, you can create an economy around exclusives that you offer as a creator. So you know, on there, I offer people like you can get Twitch subs through there for like cheaper. So I try to encourage people to sort of transact with this currency, and obviously, you know, if they hold on to it, if more people transact with my little creator, cryptocurrency, then the price goes up and people can, buy, sell or whatever. So very much an experiment. Something I just wanted to figure out. It's been fun, but it's not been groundbreaking for me.
Oh, here you
go. Like many, yeah. So this is the coin. So like many fucking NFT or cryptocurrency based projects, it's interesting.
Esports
kind of
industry
curious to see where the tech goes. But it's not changing. Yeah, I mean, I give it out for free on this show, so why the fuck am I selling that now? I don't even know. But I'd like, for example, like I have a Cameo where I do shout outs for people. It's like $40 per, but you can get it for $20 there. So, I tried to, incentivize people to use it. And it's interesting, right? And there are creators that are way better at using their own economy, their own tokenized economy than I am. I'm just not great at it, but it's something that is there. And I guess if I wanted to mint NFTs of me fucking flexing in the gym, I guess I could do that, but God forbid that ever became a thing. So just what you guys know, like I have dabbled in decentralized finance and cryptocurrency with a little bit in NFTs.
Good.
Still very puzzled by a lot of it. Still feel like a boomer a lot of the time, but I can probably add a little bit of insight to this discussion because, Scott, it's now starting to come clashing into the gaming space, right?
Yes.
Everyone is going NFTs and games, decentralized blockchain in games is where it's at. It's where it has to be. It's the future, yada, yada. I don't know if you saw this. I don't think we have an asset for this, but like Square Enix
yes,
had an announcement early this week about how the adoption of NFTs, might be something they're looking to do. The best part about that is the Final Fantasy 14 player base are the most progressive, they're progressive, but they're anti that kind of progress, right? So they're really against NFTs. They're really against that idea. They're really against crypto. Generally, as a player base, they're like very, how do I put this? There's a lot of crossover with communities like, they're not, I wouldn't exactly call them core gamers necessarily that play Final Fantasy. They're not like COD console gamers, right? They're very progressive politically. They're very diverse. And they're very anti anything that could be like art theft or just like damaging the environment, stuff like that. So they fucking hate this. It's the worst player base to market this to. And Square Enix have just gone, no, we might look at doing this. And everyone's like, no.
Yeah.
And they were just looking so good because people start comparing them to Blizzard, right? It was like WoW versus Final Fantasy 14. And Final Fantasy 14 won out big time, right? They can't even afford to increase their server capacity right now because so many people are trying to get into their game with the release of Endwalker. Anyway, I'm just saying. So this is coming. It's coming to gaming, and I appreciate people's resistance to it if they don't agree with it. Some people have no idea what they're talking about when they get mad at you for bringing up crypto. Some do, and plenty of people have no fucking idea what they're talking about, Scott, when they're advocating for NFTs in games, which is what we've seen on the old TL this week.
Yeah, because we've also had Ubisoft. Was it Ubi that announced they were going to crypto a game and then pulled back out and said, we're not going to crypto it anymore. We're sorry. Bad implementation. We'll go back to the drawing board. So
it's just, listen.
You got different developers.
It's not the time right now.
Yeah.
It's not the time right now to announce that in your game because your player base are already, like, they're already hypersensitive to it because they've already been having arguments for fucking hours with crypto bros on Twitter about it. And they're bringing that same vitriol straight to you without, having that same discussion again. So just, if you're a game developer and you talk about NFTs, you're going to get fucking ass blasted by the furries, by a lot of sort of, progressive gamer types. So just be aware.
Yeah.
Probably don't do it right now.
And what we want to talk about today, because what bounced in the timeline was a game developer, ex-Bungie, now independent, Cortana V's Twitter timeline had a really interesting kind of breaking it down as a game developer of like what you think you want as an NFT bro and crypto bro for your game to do for you, but really how incredibly impossible sharing the hat is or sharing the helmet across games is. This content you deem you must have and own is not so easy to actually have you have and own across this fantastical gaming metaverse you envision.
Yes.
And it makes some very valid points. We'll scroll through it a little bit because part of it, you're reading it and going, are these people like taking the piss out of these developers when they ask? Because it's very entitled. When will you decentralize and give ownership of your game studio to your users? What the fuck? And he goes on, no, seriously, how would you do that with a SQL server? Well, of course how are you going to guarantee that your server stays up forever? It can't be tampered with. How will you clear that with regulators? How will you fucking breathe tomorrow? What weird fucking questions. Like, where is your entitlement that the little bit of money you paid for my game means that you A, own it forever, and B, actually own it, depending on what you think ownership means? Very, very weird. And obviously Cortana jumps in here and yeah, go ahead. You jump in.
No, I mean, look, you're dead right. And I think like there's a big divide here because games, right? Video games at their core are artistic endeavors, right?
Yep.
And there is a tendency when artistic endeavors meets financialization for the soul of the artistic endeavor to be fucking ripped out. All right. And this is what a lot of people are saying. Like, have you seen what the average NFT looks like, Scott? It's a monkey, right? And they're all derivatives of each other. So Bored Ape Yacht Club, or rather CryptoPunks is the most successful, probably because it was really the first NFT, right? A lot of NFTs are valued based on, strength of their community, the speculation of the price of them, and the roadmap by the developers, what they're trying to fucking do with these things, right? Cortana continues to go on here and talk about the actual details of how you would implement NFTs and decentralization into a game engine, into an existing game engine. Really hard to do to make that conversion for like a ton of reasons. The first one being, someone asks, when will this item in this game be transferable to the metaverse? When can I wear this in the metaverse? What fucking metaverse? Yeah, everyone has their own metaverse, right? There's fucking Decentraland. Roblox is a literal metaverse, right? because you can make a bunch of games inside it. The engine's there, right? Most metaverses are some shitty crypto voxels, fucking low poly walkthrough, gimmicky thing. No one has, as far as I understand, like a truly all-encompassing metaverse, and everyone, Scott, wants to make one. Even Facebook changed their name. Like Facebook, what are they going to try and create the standard metaverse? Who says my metaverse is better than your metaverse? I see NFTs get sold all the time. Like, great example is one called the World Wide Web with double Bs, right? And they're selling property. They're selling literal virtual penthouses and towers and stuff in their metaverse. But motherfucker, you can't take the tower you bought in the World Wide Web and own it in Decentraland or Second Life or wherever the fuck you want.
Yep.
So no one has a consensus on whose metaverse is the one, and everybody wants their metaverse to be the one because, you know what I mean? Because that's where the money is to be made. So that's a big problem. It comes up in chat as well that technically CSGO knives are NFTs because they're transferable, right? Couple things that they don't do. So technically it's an NFT because it's a transferable asset that has utility, Scott, right? It's a different animation in game. It looks different, right? So that's the utility of a knife. It can be transferred to other users via secure protocol. Not entirely secure all of the time, right? But the money that you sell the knife for lives inside the Steam marketplace or your wallet and cannot be withdrawn for fiat currency, right? You cannot sell your knife for $150 in game and via legitimate methods take $150 out of your Steam wallet and go and fucking spend it on icy poles or whatever. That's not a thing. So that's why, I mean, it wasn't truly, but the idea is there, right? And, if I'm ever trying to explain an NFT to someone, not evangelize it, but try and explain it to them, I start with that concept. But who the fuck? Why are people asking when your game developer studio is going to be chopped up digitally and ownership handed out to other people? That's not really how it works. Like, all these solutions that people are asking for, all these things that people are saying that NFTs do, like, who asked for this? The only people that are asking for this to be done to games are people that already hold NFTs and want the fucking value of their NFTs to increase via mass adoption. That is the only reason why you want these convoluted things to happen. There are tons of games that are being developed for a decentralized games, right? That's fine. Go make a decentralized game. I played Axie Infinity. Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like think JRPG, right? We have a team of guys and they all do their moves, and then the enemy team does their moves, and whoever's faster goes first. And it's like that, right? It's fine. It's really expensive to get into if you want to start a team that is acceptable. It's like $800, right? You get 3 little fucking cloud mush looking things with certain traits that give them certain abilities, right? Those abilities are the ones you use to beat your opponents. But Scott, the game is so fucking bare bones.
Yeah.
I got the Axies, and then it's like, okay, here's some single player missions you have to go through. Here's a campaign. It's really hard to get through. And it doesn't give you anything really except something called SLP, which is like the super love potion or whatever it's called. The SLP is what you can change for currency. And then it has an arena mode where you just go up against random opponents and you beat them. That's it. The game's it's a soulless fucking game, Scott. It's so bare bones, and people are like touting it as the future. But by the time that game is going to get remotely built out functionally, there's going to be a million others just like it.
Yeah.
Parallel is a card game that exists on the NFT, on the blockchain, on the Ethereum blockchain. So that's the first problem. Motherfucker, if you wanna trade your parallel cards with other people, they're beautiful, right? They're animated. There's different rarities. The art is incredible. You want to trade cards? You have to conduct a transaction on the Ethereum blockchain. Very expensive in terms of power usage, and it costs gas, right? Won't be a problem necessarily whenever the fuck Ethereum moves to a proof of stake consensus model, which for those at home, it just means that it's not going to be nearly as power use. So basically, instead of using half of Portugal's power draw yearly, the Ethereum blockchain will use like a Wikipedia's power draw. So we'll get a lot better, but
can we get our video cards now?
I'm ranting.
Can we order our video cards now?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe the video cards start to get back into circulation, but I just, it's just people are trying to inflate the value of the NFTs that are already owned by like pushing for their adoption everywhere, and people are like, we didn't ask for this. Would it be nice, Scott, if my Valorant in-game items I could like resell them later on for a profit? That would be nice. But not everyone gives a fuck. Not everyone's so enterprising. I mean, if I could sell my fucking my Vandal skins that I don't use and then get other Vandal skins that I want, that'll be fine for me.
Yeah,
I don't need to make money playing Valorant. You play games to play games. You don't play games to make money, and that's why this whole this whole play to earn model that people are touting, they're trying to push here, this idea that you would get paid money for playing these video games, that's fine, but make your own new games for that shit. Don't change my games already, because the problem with pay to earn is that all of a sudden the barrier to entry becomes sky high in these games.
Yeah.
Right? You want to be on an even playing field with top players, you have to spend tons of money. It's fucking dog shit. Just leave my games alone. Do it in your own. I'm ranting. Sorry, rant over.
So where do you see then, like, where does this technology, it seems like this technology is just trying to be jammed in every place possible. Some places it might fit, some places it absolutely doesn't, but it's just being tech broed into it. Where do you see, outside of the cosmetics of, again, like buying the piece of art and the investment side of that, scam or not, right click, save or not, where do you see blockchain, NFT, crypto when it comes to video games? Where do you see that actually being a good fit? Where is it useful?
You know, like as in what kind of genre?
Yeah, like where would it be useful?
So for example,
you're gonna build. I'm gonna give you $5 million. Build me the crypto game, and what is it? And why does it need to be on crypto? Why does it need to be on blockchain?
Maybe if it's full dive virtual reality, Scott, and you can like do things that you wouldn't be able to do it in the normal world. Like maybe in an MMO genre, right? It could be good. Where like, you know, people spend a huge amount of time in an MMO to get a house or to get the gear they want or whatever, right? But MMOs have the underpinning sort of qualities of having really engaging gameplay loops, right? Outside of the fucking mercantile side of the game, right? Like the combat is, you know, compelling, or the storyline really draws you in. It's great to play with your friends, right? The cosmetic side of things, all this extra, it's always just extra stuff.
Yep. It
doesn't interfere with the actual core gameplay itself, because when it starts to interfere with the core gameplay itself, and then you let people, a free market, decide the price of this, you have to pay to even experience the game in its fullness.
Yeah.
So my personal opinion, Scott, is that it doesn't belong in video games at all.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
It just doesn't. You know, I'm yet to see a model that really seems great for it. Like EVE Online is a fantastic game in concept, right? It's a game where you can get whatever you want without paying for it. And in general, it's actually kind of hard to pay. You can buy ships, I guess, but like you wouldn't do it. You do things in the game. Like you might shuttle freight cargo for people in the game and get paid in-game with the in-game currency to do that. Or maybe you'd want to be a part of a pirate fleet. It's a great game with so many possibilities that almost nobody gets to that part of it because they get overwhelmed by it. You know what I mean? When we start, what happened? Here you go. There was a free market in New World recently, Scott. Basically what happened is that, you know, like it was an auction house, right? You buy and sell most of the stuff you get in the game. The problem is that in New World, the game wasn't awarding the player enough currency for doing in-game activities, right? At the end game, you weren't getting enough gold from doing repeatable end-game stuff because Outpost Rush at the time was disabled or whatever. This sparked a massive deflationary crisis in the game because gold was way more valuable than the things you could actually get with it. Oh. So the markets just shat themselves, right? There was no incentive to collect materials to go and chop down trees to go and make stuff. People wouldn't buy. They wouldn't pay for even this crazy armor that you made because the in-game economy was fucked up. What happened in World of Warcraft when gold selling was such a problem, right? Yeah. That there was like an interface between the game and fiat worlds where you could buy a WoW token in game with gold and then that could be sold on, you know what I mean? Like you could actually get money for that. So many problems with it. I don't see where it's really going to improve my gaming experience as I right now know it, because I play video games to get away from the rat race of having to fucking pay money. I live in fucking California, for Christ's sake. Like, it slaps me in the face every day how I have to pay money to breathe, you know, with the taxes in this country, which is fine. I'll pay for your fucking Medicare, Americans. That's fine, but I don't know if I need the financial universe to pervade my escapism in gaming to the degree that it does. Now, I have NFTs. I do. I have some. I got some because I want to see if it'd be interesting. I got so Henry G's project. It's a bunch of fucking toadstools that walk around. But if you have one, the idea is that it can be like Nintendogs. You know how, you know, relaxing it was? Like Nintendogs, like you have a dog, a virtual dog, and you pet it. It's like a fucking Tamagotchi, for Christ's sake. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's kind of what they have envisioned for that. I'm like, that's interesting. You know what I mean? It's like, I'll have a fungus, then I'll go pet, or I'll give it some fucking fertilizer or some shit, and maybe I can battle other players in PvP with it, and I'll see what it's like. But I'm yet to see a compelling model for a video game that's tied in with decentralized finance, I don't really understand why it's so necessary. And I'll tell you what it does. It just makes it harder for the average person to enjoy the game in its fullest. You only get you have to unlock the game with money. That doesn't make sense to me, Scott. I don't know about you, but I don't see it.
No, and again, I've been trying to figure out, where, you see these things like, oh no, a smart contract would make cheating obsolete and would make this go away, and then I'm like, I don't know, okay,
maybe. Yeah, I mean, smart contracts are good because you don't like the idea is you don't need an entity in the middle, Scott.
Yeah.
To like to agree that this person's sending money to this account, right? It's self-fulfilling. So the idea that decentralized currency finance can drive a trustless world is actually a very good thing. Just not for the banks. The banks go out of business because their job is literally go, yep, this account's sending money here and it's going over there, right?
Yep.
You eliminate the middle person, so there'd be no credit card fees, there'd be none of that bullshit, right? It also means that technically governments wouldn't be able to just print money and basically expropriate wealth from the poor to the rich by propping up big companies with stuff like quantitative easing, thereby fucking with the value of a currency because it's not backed by anything that's scarce, right? We used to be on the gold standard in the United States. So the currency was backed by a verifiable quantity of gold, which is verifiably scarce. It means that the value of your currency stayed strong. Now you guys just print it. And all that, the more money in circulation means the money that's already there is worth less and less and less and less. And they're doing that right now to try and buy bonds from failing companies because they don't want the economy to crash during the pandemic. So I do think decentralized finance is very important, and especially if you want to escape the cycle of governments fucking with currencies, then it's worth considering. But in my gaming world, really, like, give me a fucking break.
All right, well, we'll keep an eye on it. I'm glad we have an expert on the panel to.
Dude, I think about this shit all the time because I'm trying to pay for my kids' college. Like, I can't do it. I can't do it with tournament organizers trying to lowball me all the time. I have to look into this shit,
Well, I mean, that being said, this is a one-of-a-kind Unreal 3D world. So right now, for you folks at home, I'm going to go ahead and sell this TV, this digital representation of my lower third TV. Oh, not that TV. Jason has said I can sell this VCR. This VCR right here could be yours, but you can't have it. It'll just sit here, but it's yours. We'll put a sticker on the back.
Just have your name on it, though.
We'll put your name on it.
Yeah.
And then maybe for you, like one of the audio components down below your TV, we'll put on the market.
Ironically, Scott, you're on an XR stage right now, which you are living in as much of a metaverse as I've seen so far, created by these goons on the internet for their monkey avatars to live in. You're in the metaverse, homie.
I am in the
metaverse because I'm not even physically in that fucking studio, homie. Literally, 50 Ethereum to put your face on this screen. All right, hit me up. We'll work it out. I can do it easily. I'll just do it here on OBS. I'll just send a picture of your face instead of mine. We can make this happen. All right, let's go. Real estate, baby.
Let's do it. All right, let's move on.